connected.
We've pulled ahead.
Contact. Enemy at
Team deathmatch. Demon dogs came to play.
Enemy at the office.
Extraordinary millions today.
Friendly UAV on station. Almost dead.
Oh my god.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I talked to them, but nothing ever came of any. So, did you see by any chance this interview? I know that you two aren't the closest of people, but did you see this interview that CM Punk did about AEW this week?
No.
So basically, and you know, it would seem that he was being pretty honest about things, but it's professional wrestling, it's CM Punk, you never know. It's AEW too, so who knows? But he did an interview with ESPN's Mark Raimondi, and he was promoting his upcoming appearance at StarCast. And, you know, he addressed the whole thing where people are saying, like, now fans' expectations are going to be high in terms of him appearing at All Out or working with AEW because he's at an AEW-sponsored event. Well, a thing that AEW is so closely tied to now.
Works closely with, yeah.
Yeah, and here he said, I know they like to talk about me. If I text Matt Jackson and have a good show, have a great show tonight, which I did when they had their big show in Vegas, that somehow turns into Tony Khan telling people he has a great relationship with me. I've said in the past, I talked to them, but nothing ever came of anything. And then he said, I think if there's an expectation, it's been purely built by them. My silence to some fans means something. They're trying to read the tea leaves, but there's nothing to read. I even feel like talking about it may feel like I'm putting some sort of negative slant on it, but I'm really not. The fact is, I know they tease me ad nauseum, and if anybody's going to get mad, it's at me because I don't show up. Well, then, I don't know what to tell you. That's one of those things that's none of my business. But he basically says he's not going to be there. And then he says, the interviewer says, like, let me just ask you straight up. Like,
and I remember telling Vince, like, hey, we should ride this to Mania, or if I have to drop the title to Rock, let's do a three-way. To me, it was always about what's next. Who am I working with next? I think when they call a meeting, Vince will probably like, what's next for Cena? Because that's all he cares about. I didn't want to compete.
One down.
Vince came to me and was like, Rock's coming back and he wants champ. So it was either I turned heel or I dropped the title to Daniel Bryan. And I was like, well, I would like to work Rock. You know, that sounds challenging. Let's, you know, well, you have to turn heel. And I was like, all right. Well, I kept asking what was going on for Mania. Vince kept very disappointingly telling me that it was going to be the rematch between Cena and Rock. And I was just like, that's going to be awful. The Shield was my idea. What happened was, at the time, the head writer was Derek Sankowski. He called me up one day and he was like, okay, nobody knows you're going to turn heel, but we want to stick a stable with you. We want to give you big shows as leaders and leaders your own. I love Show to Death, but that's not a good idea. They wanted to put Daniel Bryan with me. I groaned. I said Daniel should be kept as far away from me as possible because if anything, me and him should be like Brett and Shawn. You know what I mean? We can be far apart. So I took the idea to Hunter, took it to Vince. They agreed. You know, Vince was immediately like, who do you have in mind? And I said, Ambrose, Rollins, Chris Hero, or Cassius Ohno. Hunter shot down Hero. They wanted Roman Reigns. They came to me and they're like, what about Liaki? And I was like, you know, like, wasn't my hill to die on. I said, sure, because it made sense to me. Oh, they want their guy in. He's the pretty guy. But that's good because this guy can learn from the idea was they were supposed to be my group. Things fucking change. They like to take other people's ideas and make it their own idea and then tout how awesome that they are. So it then became Hunter's idea, and up until the pay-per-view, they were like, well, we were told we might not be with you. And I was like, well, this whole entire time they were supposed to be with me because the idea was they're with me. I pitched all that. They loved it. Things got changed. I didn't really care. Those three guys got called up. They're all doing fucking fantastic right now. Mazel tov to them. But I dropped the title to Rock. I do a rematch with Rock, and then it's WrestleMania, and I told him, like, okay, I'm peacing out after this, like, because this is getting ridiculous, you know? Oh, I disagree, Phil. You're going to be the hottest heel after WrestleMania. I was like, explain to me how losing to a 45-year-old man that wrestles once a year is going to make me the hottest heel in the world. No disrespect. Mm-hmm. Explain to me how that works, because I'm the one that's still going to be here the next day. You know, Rock beats me, Rock leaves. Undertaker beats me, Undertaker leaves. And I wrestled that fucking match with Taker with the biggest chip on my shoulder because I knew the match was going to be better than Brock and Triple H. I knew it was going to be better than Rock and Cena. And they always tell you that should be your attitude. Stone Cold says all the time, if you don't want to be the champion, you shouldn't fucking work here. If you don't want to go out there and steal the show and you don't believe that you can, you shouldn't fucking work here. And I absolutely fucking believe that. But I wrestled that match like I had a death wish. I don't know if people can go back and watch it. I've never ever watched it. I got a huge screaming match with Vince about that because he's like, did you watch it back yet? And I was like, no. Why? God damn it, you should be proud of that. I was like, fuck you, I was there. Pay me. That was my attitude. So I tore up my other knee super bad, strained ACL, torn MCL, torn meniscus, torn PCL. All of a sudden I'm driving down there destined to Tampa and I get a phone call from Vince. How you feeling? I'm alright. Like I've been doing jiu-jitsu all week and like my knee is kind of, it feels weak. You know, like I feel like I should be wrapping it, but I'm not because I want to try to strengthen it. Great. I want you back for the, I don't know if it was June or July pay-per-view because it was in Chicago. And I went, no, I don't want to come back for SummerSlam. Well, I need you back. It's Chicago, so I need you. You know, it's not sold out. It'll sell out, and we want you to work Jericho. I worked Jericho enough, so I was kind of like, I think I'll come back at SummerSlam. You know? Well, no, you know, and he lays out like the summer plans for me. It's me and Jericho, and then I'm in Money in the Bank, which I also refused to do. I didn't want to do. Paul would turn on me, and then I would feud with Paul, but he would bring in Brock. And then this, of course, you know where this is going. He's like, and then I need you and Brock for SummerSlam, big headline match. And I said, great. And who's going over? And he goes, oh, Brock. And I went, great. Who's going to be at work on Monday? And there's just silence on the end of the phone. And he goes, well, you. And I went, why? I said, do I get my rematch at the next pay-per-view? He goes, no. I said, when's Brock coming back? He said, probably the Royal Rumble. And I went, fucking hell. Okay, so I got to put over The Rock, and he goes away. I got to put over Taker, and he goes away. And now I'm putting over Brock, and he goes away. My stock is dropping rapidly in the eyes of the casual viewer, who is who they care about. So if I'm to maintain my main event status, I'm not going to be able to do it by just producing excellent matches on house shows and TVs all the time. I now go, well, fuck it. I want to be that guy. And Vince was like, well, no, I need you. The talent pool is really thin right now. And I went, tell Brock to work the fucking house shows. And this is, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, he doesn't like Brock. Me and Brock get along fucking great, so shut up. But again, my hang-up was WrestleMania main event. I guess I'm just going to have to do it again. I'll fucking work Jericho. We'll blow it out of the water. I'll do this stuff with Paul. It'll be fucking excellent. That can get me excited. I'll work Brock. We'll fucking steal the show. And then there's no way they can fucking deny. They can't, for the third, fourth year in a row, be like, no, this is Punk's year. Even though I thought it was my year every year for 3 years. They can't be like, no, he's not in the main event of WrestleMania. Somewhere along the line, I started to feel worse than I've ever felt. Fucking awful. I worked Luke Harper in a match, and I got hit with something, and it fucking rung my bell, and I got a concussion. But we were leaving for Europe the next day. So Doc was leaning on me going, do you have a concussion, or can you go to Europe, kind of thing? And I was just like, you pig, I'll go to Europe, whatever. That's on me, that's my fault. I probably shouldn't. After the European tour, the whole European tour, I'm dry heaving after every catch. I mean, luckily I was in tags. It was me and Daniel Bryan against the Wyatts. And they were awesome, and they were fun, the parts I remember. Doc's like, oh, you're sick, here's a Z-Pack. They Z-packed me to death, so much that in December I shit my pants on a SmackDown, because that's what antibiotics do to you, right?
Is that seen on a SmackDown?
Yeah, I got real mad because I tweeted like, everybody watch SmackDown because I shit my pants.
Right, yeah.
And then the office was like, oh, you can't say the word shit. Can you take it down? And I was like, you fuckers just aren't fun. Like, it's fucking funny. I shit myself. I was laughing. Vince was laughing. Ambrose was laughing. But you're mad because I'm on social media and I fucking said the word shit? Fucking grow up, man. And then I, like, deleted the tweet and retweeted, like, this poop ain't fun anymore. Somewhere along...
Hold on. And then you also...
What is it?
I think you unfollowed WWE after that?
I blocked them after that.
That was so cool.
They've been blocked for a very long time.
Like, while you were working for them,
yeah.
blocked.
Oh, yeah. They were blocked for a while. Absolutely. You want to fucking talk about numbers and ratings and shit like that. My first main event as champion was TLC, and it was a John Cena-less pay-per-view, and we did more fucking buys than the year before. The pay-per-view where Rock came back, it was a fucking awful buy rate compared to the one before. They blamed it on Miz and Truth. That's what they fucking do. It's bipolar. They twist and bend the fucking narrative to support their story. So I got to do this shit. I got to wrestle in the Rumble. I'm number one, and I'm getting thrown out right at the end. And I didn't really give too much thought. I wrestle in the fucking Rumble. I'm asking everybody. I'm going to everybody. Hey, when you come in, do this. Fucking Rusev guy. he was fucking scared to death of me. And I was like, dude, this is your first impression. You have to do something. He was like, okay, I'll come over to the corner and stomp you. I was like, no, you have to fucking pick me up and fucking do something. We're in Gorilla, and I go, look around you. I go, none of these motherfuckers care about you. They don't care about you. They hope you don't fucking succeed. They don't give a shit about your fucking push. You have to fucking make your moments count. And because you think I'm CM, beat the shit out of me. Do a cool move to me. Just tell me what you're gonna fucking do. Don't just kick me in the fucking corner. I'm gonna be the biggest, star-wise, I'm gonna be the biggest guy in the ring. You have to do something to me. Because everyone's gonna be like, ooh, ah, whatever. Same thing with Kofi. I was like, he was like, hey, I'm gonna come in, you're gonna be in the ring. I'm gonna do my little roll in the ring, which I never knew how he did. I thought it was like the most athletic thing ever. Where he can jump from the floor and roll through the bottom in the middle of the ring, somersault and come up and clothesline me. I didn't want to tell him that. I don't even know if I did. So Kofi, I love you. I flat back and I'm just fucking rocked.
Whatever, foot long.
And I motion to Doc and I go, I have a confession. Next thing I know, he's out here, and my knee-jerk reaction from 15 plus years of being a pro wrestler was fuck you. He's like shirtless, wearing like this slacks, and he's like crouching down, and he's trying to shoot him, and like it was chaos. But then eventually we did the angle, he chokeslammed me through the fucking thing. I just went, you know what? Vince said he was helping. And Hunter was in the room, and he goes, oh, I'll leave. And I went, no, you know what? You can stay. I don't care. You need to hear this too. And I just looked Vince in the eye, and I said, I do not love this anymore. I'm fucking sick. I'm fucking hurt. I'm fucking confused. I don't know, as a business, what we're doing anymore. Every day you tell me this is a team effort, but every day it's a fucking individual effort by me to find necessary to fucking come here.
Hanging out, is he?
I talked openly about bringing back Dave as a baby face, and I was like, how do you not see how that is the worst idea? And then I said, look, I thought when I re-signed 3 years ago, Vince, I told you if I couldn't be all that I could be, if I was anything less than fell short of the fucking mark, I said, I sold more shirts than John Cena until I turned, said you owed me. There were guys that would fucking said you owed me one. I did all these fucking things, and all I wanted was the main event of WrestleMania. And it's fine if you don't think that is me and that I'm that caliber of a fucking superstar, but then you need to fucking fire me. Because I do not want to be here, and I do not want to be anything less. I said, it boggles my mind how Daniel Bryan has not figured into your plans to be in the main event of WrestleMania, because this is his fucking year. Just like 2 years ago, it was my fucking year. And I was right fucking hot, just like he is now. And what did you do? You fed me to this guy, and I pointed right at Hunter. This is a concussion talking. I can't believe you're saying any of this. You're in the main event. It is a main event. You're wrestling Triple H. And I turned to Hunter and I said, all due respect, I do not need to wrestle you. You need to wrestle me. I do not want to wrestle you. I seriously resent you for not putting me over 3 years ago when you should have. That would have been best for business. But you had to fucking and then I had to lose to fucking Truth and Miz. Like, it didn't make any business sense then. It doesn't make any business sense now. And I'm in a position now where I can tell you that I don't have to, and nor do I want to wrestle you. And you know, Hunter was gritting his teeth, and I knew, yeah, he never liked me. It's one of those situations where you always hear the stories of the dirt sheets about, Hunter says this about Punk and all this negative stuff. But me and him in the room together, never any good vibes. Always negative. The way he looked sideways at me, the way he always treated me. Argument. I was like, when you look at the roster, How many active members of the roster have been in a WrestleMania main event? How do you expect anybody to get fucking better? AHL hockey players have to play AHL hockey players in order to get better. I need the experience of a main event at WrestleMania with somebody who is equal or better than me, so I could learn, so I could further become an asset to the product. So I could more. Instead of always being told, well, you're not a draw. How do you know? Why don't you give me a fucking shot? And anytime they did give me a shot, I fucking hard, ran, caught the ball myself, and then fucking shoved it down their fucking throats to remind them, yes, I am, and then some.
Enemy
and
personal
more.
radar in the air.
And you fuckers just, it is what it boils down
Enemy
to.
UAV
Really
overhead.
out of such an decision. About all time. And then they want
Less than a minute.
fucking stoked that Daniel Bryan got his fucking main event. That day could never come. 2 days before my wedding, I got a text from Hunter out of the blue. Hasn't talked to me since. And he says, hey, you got time to talk. And I'm a little bit pissed off at this.
What?
Molotov out!
Of June,
Enemy cluster strike incoming. Take cover.
And I said,
30 seconds. Time's up. Get it!
I'm getting married in 2 days. Going to the honeymoon. How about we talk to Kirsten on the day I get home? I'll fucking call you. If
Enemy
you
cluster strike incoming. Take cover.
that role
I'm hit.
asking about the past 2 months, send me my
What? I won again.
Lost the objective.
Today at my wedding, I was my termination. I was fired. So take that. Everyone just says I need to be quieter and you're real quiet. On my wedding day. Very calculated, very deliberate, and as much as I kind of chuckled at it and didn't let it affect my day, I was like, once again, you pushed too fucking far. You pushed the wrong guy.
Why should know? I mean, not why should nobody hear about this, but fuck, man. You know, some people should. It should be known that you were being fired on the wedding day.
Then there's all that shit about the video game, which was dumb of them to advertise me for the video game. Like 2K Sports tweeted at me, "Do I have your attention now?" Well, 2K Sports, do I have your fucking attention now? Thanks for the big fat check.
And you're, it's split, right? I mean, it's done.
They tried to throw a non-disparagement clause in where both sides wouldn't speak negatively of the other one. And I said, through my lawyer, obviously, I was like, I haven't said a word since I left. I said, you're the motherfuckers who go on television and call me a quitter in my home. So if you want to go on television in my hometown and fucking apologize and say that you lied, that I didn't quit, that you fired me on my wedding day, and see how they fucking react, I'll consider signing a non-disparagement clause. Probably 85% of the time, I failed at wrestling. I failed at my goal of the main event of WrestleMania. Even though I've come to terms with it and I look back on it like, that fucking match with Taker was better than anything on the show, and I had everybody from old Kevin Dunn to Vince being like, oh, that was the best match, you should have went on last, and I was just like, yeah, I know, so like that's the feather in my cap,
How do you feel?
I feel awesome.
Yeah.
A little hungry.
I mean, after this.
That's good. It's good. I mean, like I said, there's still people that are going to be like, oh, you're a quitter, you took your ball and went home, because that's what they heard on Monday Night Raw, so they're going to, be a sheep and just regurgitate that, but like, that's cool. Like, I didn't quit. I got fired. Yeah. Somewhere along the line, I started to feel worse than I've ever felt in my entire life. Fucking awful. I worked Luke Harper in a match and I got hit with something, and it fucking rung my bell, and I got a concussion. But we were leaving for Europe the next day. So Doc was leaning on me going, do you have a concussion, or can you go to Europe, kind of thing? And I was just like, you pigs, I'll go to Europe.
Donut Day. Every day is a reason to celebrate. Grab a Merry Millions today.
Location confirmed.
Neon lights, Nobel Prize, Neon space, reflection rise. Follow me, only you can set me free. No, just kidding. I'm almost W.D.B.
Flush me out! Enemy cluster strike incoming. Take cover. Flush me out! Enemy personal radar online. Enemy cluster strike incoming. Take cover. Enemy personal radar online.
Whatever, dude.
Less than a minute.
Ugh.